Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason at Elephant Rock State Park, which is near Ironton and Pilot Knob, Missouri. It's like on the southeast portion of Missouri, and there's many state parks around here, and I've actually been here before, but that was like almost 30 years ago, 1996 to be exact. I was here with my church group and we were climbing these rocks, but I'm not going to be doing that in this video, but I'm going to be showing you some history. Some natural history, that is. So it's going to be really cool and fun. We're going to do a little nature walk around the site, and let's see, find some surprises along the trails. So join me and let's get this started. All right, so usually at some Missouri state parks they have like a little shelter, and it has like historical markers, a map, brochures. I mean, I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but unfortunately, I mean, I know I may have ranted about this before in some of my other videos, but like, you know, Missouri state parks, they really put a lot of information, if not too much, but it's like, who has time to read all this, you know? But I'm not going to rant about that. I mean, I'm glad they're doing what they can to preserve history. But yeah, basically it talks about the Arcadia Valley, the tribes, Pilot Knob, how the granite was quarried. Even have some old pictures, and then welcome to Elephant Rock State Park and one of Missouri's most unusual geologic formations. And then here's a map. Some other state parks nearby, like there's Johnson's Shut-ins. Those are like the natural water slides, they call them. And here's something about a gentleman named Dr. John Stafford Brown. The 120-acre encompassing Elephant Rock State Park was donated to the state of Missouri in 1966 by Dr. John Stafford Brown and his wife. Brown was born September 26, 1894 in Thomas County, Kansas, but moved to Lamar, Missouri when he was young. He received his education at the Missouri School of Mines, which is now the University of Missouri at Rolla, George Washington University at D.C., and Columbia University in New York. He was employed as a geologist by the Missouri Geological Survey. In 1947, he led the, I'm going to kind of skip a little bit, but he was the author of 2 books, many scientific papers, and is best known for his work in the fields of ore deposits, coastal groundwaters, and lead isotopes. In 1959, Dr. Brown was awarded the prestigious Penrose Medal of the Society of Economic Geologists. And here are some more, like how the elephants formed. Now, if you just want to kind of take a look at them, how nature is shaping elephant rocks today, commercial quarries, how the granite was used. I know I wish I could stop and look at every one of these, but I think we'll see more of the history as we go along the trail. If you want donations, there's also a playground, and there is also a lake. I remember swimming in the lake almost 30 years ago. Wow. If you want to use the restrooms, all right, so which way should I go? I mean, it's all going to lead to the same place anyway, but I want to see if there's anything behind this boulder. No, there's nothing there, but there is a trail. So it says here, welcome to the Elephant Rocks Braille Trail. You are about to hike through one of Missouri's most ancient geologic areas. The trail circles a massive dome of solid granite bedrock, composed of several large boulders. The dome is approximately 20 feet high at its center. To help you understand the natural forces shaping this landscape, interpretive information is provided along the trail. Turf mats, like the one you are standing on, indicate that there is a rope trail to your right. The rope will lead you to an interpretive sign, rest stop, or around a sharp turn. And then for the sight impaired, I think I'm going to go this way. In other words, I'm going to turn right. And man, look at these massive rocks. And there's another interpretive panel. Let's see. Behind you is a short gravel trail that leads you to chiseled memorial in the rocks. Made in the aftermath of World War I, it reads, "In honor of our nation's brave that sleeps over the wave they died, that we be free, no more war to be, 1918. Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, Leadington Post, 5741 donated funds for this sign. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Okay, here it is. It's barely readable, but I mean, you can see it, but like this word has died. But I'm glad they were able to, you know, show it what it was. And looking at that balanced rock, I want to see what's over here. I mean, probably nothing, but let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be climbing all that today. Here's another panel for you. 1 foot in front of you is a granite rock. This rock was once solid bedrock. When first exposed, it was block-like and sharply angled. Millions of years of exposure to wind, rain, and freezing has rounded these rocks much like an ice cube and becomes rounded as it melts. Foot in front of you. Okay, oh, okay, it's got to be this one then, me. Okay. Huh. Very interesting. And yes, there are going to be not just the paved trail, but there's also going to be nature trails, but obviously I'm going to stick with the paved trails. So, why is there a cat running around here? Alright, check this out. In the boulder behind you, there are 2 large holes located about 4.5 feet above the ground. These holes are the result of core samples which were drilled into the rock to determine their mineral quality and economic value. The sample analysis showed that the best use of the granite was for building material, which was quarried from the local area in the mid-1800s. So let's see here. Oh, there it is. Wow. It's like, hey, somebody's watching me. And I'm sure people have put their fingers in there and I don't know, maybe something bit them. I don't know. But yeah. Strange, but hey, you know, they did it for a reason, right? Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, there's a fork in the road. But before, I'm going to go that way, which leads to Engine House Ruins. Here we go. That pinkish red building, or purple, I guess, I don't know, light purple. So what's it say on that sign down there? Alright, so this 1890s engine house used to service trains for Sheehan Quarries private railroad, which incorporated as the Middlebrook and Graniteville Railway Company. Oh, interesting stuff. I wonder if we can go in. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, these are just the ghost remains. This is the side of the building. Yeah, here are the... See this? The... Wow, isn't that fascinating? Yeah, these old rail lines. This is where it ended. I'm not going to go that way, but I am tempted, but I honestly don't know where it leads. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, I mean... Wow, this is so... I can even walk on it. Although it's not as steady. But yeah. This is awesome. I mean, the think that people, like a lot of men, like every day they went to work and came here, you know, back when railroads were, you know, were the future of transportation, and they were in its heyday. Wow, this is just stuff you didn't know. So what I'm going to do is, instead of continuing on the Engine House Ruins Trail, I think I'm just going to go back to the Braille Trail. It's the one in red. It looks a little bit more exciting, but what do I know? So, alright, off I go. It says here, the trail directly behind you leads 200 feet to the top of the massive granite dome that contains the park's namesake geologic features. On the summit stretches a row of huge pink granite boulders resembling a herd of elephants, which inspired the name Elephant Rocks. Okay, well, we shall see about that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be on top of that. Wow. All right, so there's another informational plaque that talks about how a lot of stonecutters carved their names on here. Very interesting. Unfortunately, I can't really read them. I can see the letters, but I don't really know what they're trying to say, you know what I'm saying? But it says here, to your left, the path continues through two large granite rock walls. The angular corner just left of the sign is the right-hand wall of the path. This gap was once a vertical joint fracture in the bedrock, which has been eroded to its present size. The huge elephant rocks are what remains of weathered granite blocks created by a series of deep vertical cracks and block joints. The largest rock on the dome is 27 feet tall and weighs almost 680 tons. Okay, well, let's do this. I'll be darned. Oh yeah, they're not kidding. A herd of elephants. Wow, look at that. And yeah, there are plenty of carvings on here. 1963? Huh, okay. Well, look at this. Okay, just kind of make a step. I'm going to go in between these bad boys. Get a little shade. Oh man. I think I'm going to kind of go up a little bit more. Yeah, a little hiding place there for you. If you want to sit down. But yeah, this is really cool. It's like you're on top of the world. Alright, so this is what they call the squeeze. I'm not that skinny, but I think I can still make it. I don't know how they kept this well paved. They did a nice job. Thanks, Missouri State Parks. Well, that was fun. I think I'm going to continue on this way. That looks to be an interesting area. All right, here's a nice resting place for you. But here's a very interesting one. Directly in front of you, a vertical rock wall that falls 30 feet to a water-filled quarry. The water is 40 feet deep. Yeah, I don't think I want to swim in that, especially if it looks a little dirty. Anyway, granite was extracted from this quarry to pave streets and construct buildings in St. Louis and other U.S. cities. Now, in the brochure that I'm holding, it says something about it also helped construct Eads Bridge. So yeah, next time you see or drive on Eads Bridge in St. Louis, yeah, know it came from here. Nice. Here's another trivial one. 1 foot to your left is a quarried rectangular rock pillar. In the face of the rock are drilled holes into which iron pegs were inserted and used to split the granite. One iron peg still remains. The depth of the holes can be felt in the grooves along the corner of the stone. How many years would it take for the sharp edges of the stone to become rounded by weathering? And then also I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go a little off course. I'm not going that way, but I'm going to go ahead and take a little closer look at the lake. Oh wow. Yeah, don't come out here when it's wet. In fact, if you have kids, don't let them run around like loose cannons because yeah, they're definitely going to get hurt. But yeah, here's a little cool view of, I'm going to kind of step to the edge here. Huh, nice. And that's where I was when I was reading off that marker about the rock being quarried in St. Louis, or shipped to St. Louis, sorry. Wow. I mean, Yeah, just remember this water was not always there. All right, so here is the end, and this is where we were in the beginning. All right, so yeah, it was a nice little journey, but I can't remember almost 30 years ago if I ever went on this trail or not. I know those markers probably weren't there, but I do remember climbing a lot, that's for sure. All right, I am Jason. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you make it out here sometime. Next time you're in Southeast Missouri. All right, come to Elephant Rock State Park. I am Jason, sign off.